Shalom. Shalom. One say, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and Shalom to all the Akim pushing this word in sincerity and truth. This is Kazak and
Shapal. Asha.
right, and this morning we want do a bit of edifying. Alright, so to the word that you see on the screen, alright, scorn. Now the reason what really pushed me to do this video is you have a situation where you have somebody where come around the work area where somehow we work, you know what I mean, and basically having sores and such, you know what I mean, and it's a thing where we basically separate ourselves from that person, and wherever that person sit or lie down or whatever, we try to separate ourselves from that scene. But you have a certain female that come around and she like to say that, look, how is it that we are read Bible and we are scorn? No, she err, seeing, not knowing the scriptures, seeing, and being ignorant of words, right? I myself, right, to be honest, was ignorant of the true meaning of the word scorn, because me did have it as just hatred for somebody with poor hygiene or whatever, not basically hatred for of nastiness, see. But this is the true definition of the word scorn, and it comes from Merriam-Webster, and it says, a feeling that someone or something is not worthy of any respect or approval. Harsh criticism that shows a lack of respect or approval for someone or something. See, now, to me, this meaning basically go back to pride. You know what I mean? And if basically if we did not think this way, you know what I mean, we would err. You see, because basically would have pride, seeing for one, you know what I mean, and this is something where you're not supposed to have against a fellow Israelite neither.
Right.
You see me? This scorn, you know what I mean, it justifiable only towards heathens, you know what I mean, because yes, the heathen them unworthy of our respect and our approval, you know what I mean, same, and it goes vice versa, because them think the same of we, you see me.
Right.
But the right word to use in that situation, you know what I mean, would be abhor, you know, and it says to regard with extreme repugnance, to feel hatred or loathing. An example says, abhors the way people leave their trash at the picnic at the sites. Salakia. Abhors the way people leave their trash at the picnic sites in the park. You know what I mean? So basically the word abhor would be a more justifiable word for use in that situation.
Sure.
You know what I mean? We abhor the fact that, look, this person have sores and scabs all over them body, you know what I mean, plus them have a very ill them have a illness, you see me. So we being basically wise, you know what I mean, not doing it off of pride, you know what I mean, we try to separate ourselves from coming in contact with whatever this person have.
We can say so, plus the same person have a lot of believe in Wobie and a lot of dark, a lot of dark things. So that's why, kind of separate. Exactly.
Yeah, all that. See me? You want to get in our precept in the
Alright.
meantime.
So this is read a little bit closer.
Yeah, man, I can read
Alright.
that one.
So this is Leviticus, Leviticus 13 and verse 46. So all the days wherein the plague shall be in him, he shall be defiled. He is unclean, and he shall dwell alone without the camp, shall be his habitation.
Right. See, again, it's all the days of his sickness, of him illness, right? Him plague basically. Him shall be what?
Without
Defiled.
the camp,
So yeah. You know? Him is defiled.
that's
Right?
right.
Him defiled. See, and him supposed to live, him supposed to be by himself outside the camp.
That's right.
You know what I mean? In order for other people don't get whatever him have. See?
Right.
And as I read this act, it call back to mind even the issue, the issue,
yeah.
the issue of blood, which basically go back to the menstrual cycle.
That's right.
You know what I mean? When a woman upon her menstrual cycle, she's supposed to be separated from everybody, not just the man. Out here, people would like to say, a man basically, what you call it? We don't want to use the wrong word. See, scan. Yeah, them use the same word, scan. Them use the same word, scan. You see me? But no wrong with a man separating himself from a woman when she dep on her cycle, yo.
Right.
You see me? Because the scriptures say that.
Right.
Right. The scripture said the very thing where she sit upon while she dep on her cycle is unclean.
That's right.
You see me? So yeah. Go back into that.
Alright. Verse 47. The garment also that the plague of leprosy is in, whether it be woolen garment or a linen garment, whether it be wrapped in woofs or linen, or of woolen, whether it be in a skin or a thing made of skin, or if the plague be greenish or reddish, or in the skin, either in the wrap or in the woofs or in the thing of the skin, or the plague of the leprosy, shall be shewed unto the priest, and the priest shall took upon the plague, right, and slack here, look. And the priest should look upon the plague and shut it, and shut up it, right, that the plague for 7 days, and he shall look on the plague on the 7th day. If the plague be spread in the garment, right, either in the wrap or in the wool or in the skin, or any work that is made of the skin, the plague is a fretting plague, leprosy. It's like the plague is a fretting leprosy. It is unclean. He should therefore burn that garment, whether a wrap or woofs or woolen or linen or anything of the skin wherein the plague is, for it is a fretting leprosy, right, and it should be burned with fire.
So the very garment where the thing a touch should be burned, right? And you have instances even in this same law up further. It tell you that under certain circumstances with the leprosy, you can't just wash your garment, right? But it go down and it specifies. So look, you can look up 13 for me. See, it specifies. Look, when it is a fretting leprosy, you're supposed to burn the garment.
16 on
the scripture.
Yeah.
No, in the scripture.
14, 13 on 52. And it say it's supposed to shut it up. The priest is supposed to shut it up for 7 days, and if it spread, you go back the 7th day and look upon it, and it spread. It's supposed to.
That the garment.
Yeah, the garment is supposed to burn it with fire.
That means it's a parasite.
Exactly.
You see me? Because it'll live, it'll move. You see me? And yeah, and this person him have a lot of open cut and open sores all over his body. So by right, him whenever I touch certain time of the day, him supposed to clean up himself, and whatever he did have on, him just go burn that. You see me? Depending on how the thing went up, the nature they cut them. Go on.
And from the Hebrew ma'ar or mahar, say to pain, prick, irritate, be in pain.
That's it.
13.
13. Well, maybe next time we can go deeper into that. But
Son.
for now, we know that look, I have a certain condition where it requires you to burn whatever you did wear. You see me? But enough is stray too much from the point. Now, a next good word for use in that situation is repugnance or repugnant. It says a strong feeling of dislike or disgust. See, when you're disgusted with something, you know what I mean, that's how you do. You know what I mean, you put it apart. You separate yourself from it. Become holy.
Sorry.
See, just like we, the men in the truth, you know what I mean, we feel disgust whenever with their own tutor. You see me? That's why we only deal with them on a need for deal with them basis, right? We only deal with them because we have to work with them, work beside them. See, I mean, especially when it comes to faggots and lesbians. Of course, we have a disgust for them and a dislike.
That's right.
Right? Um, um, a next word is loathing, a very strong feeling of hatred or disgust. Seeing extreme disgust, detestation. Right? Right? Down the scripture say you're detestable things. See? Alright, it said got examples. She expressed her intense loathing of his hypocrisy. She regarded his hypocrisy with loathing. Synonyms: aversion, distaste, horror, disgust, nausea, repugnance, repulsion, revulsion. Right. Go back to the script.
You want the account or you want the
Which one?
journal with Samuel?
Give me the Samuel and then the Deuteronomy.
Alright. So this is 2 Samuel 10 verse 4. Say wherefore Anon took David's servant and shaved off one half of their beards, and cut off their garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. And when they told it unto David, he sent to meet them, because the man was greatly ashamed. The men were greatly ashamed. And the king said, tarry at Jericho until thy beard be grown, and then return.
Right. So these men, you know what I mean, because of shame, the shame of losing them beard and them nakedness basically exposed.
God.
You know what I mean? The king said, oh look, tarry outside of the city. You know what I mean? So the point, not just for sickness and whatever. You have different situations where you try to separate yourself from people.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Just like I said a while ago, you have the two-third mindset where we have to separate ourselves from. You see me? Right. You have certain you call it now. So okay. You have certain laws where certain things where we can't, you know what? Next precept.
Okay, cool. Alright, so this is Deuteronomy, as I can speak, was separate. Deuteronomy 7 verse 6 said, thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Right.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
And
And
that go back to the so-called scorning.
that's right.
And I mean, of course, we above all people upon the earth.
That's right.
One,
See it, and when you look up the word holy, it mean separate and apart, yeah.
can.
See, to separate yourself. You know, basically the point made. You know, going on.
Yeah.
Seriously numbers.
See, so yeah, it's, you separate yourself in in the name of holiness, basically.
Right.
See, one.
Alright, so this is Deuteronomy 4. We can start at verse 5. Say, for behold, I have taught you statutes, alright, and judgment, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that thou should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Alright. And if you can add to in that time when I think Joshua go in the land, you know, the Heavenly Father, you make a point earlier, you say you're supposed to slay everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not supposed to take whatsoever the Edens them have.
The Amorites, the Hivites,
Exactly.
the Hittites. Yeah.
See, even the same thing commandment was even given to Saul.
God.
You know, because you're not supposed to be basically you know what I mean, take certain things because you know the Edens are unclean.
God.
You're not supposed to take it because, you know, basically the laws and statutes what even the Father give unto us, you know, make us clean and separate and holy, like unto the Heavenly Father himself. So continue to behold, I have started statutes and judgment, even as the Lord thy God had commanded me that thou should do in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear these statutes and say, surely, right, this is a great and wise and understanding people. For what nation is so great who art God so nigh unto them as the Lord our God, right, is in all things that we call upon him for.
Right. So all of that wisdom and understanding is it come with a lot of things.
Right.
So, and we go right back into the precept them will bring out, you know what I mean, and
Right.
the meaning of the words them will bring out.
Right. So I say keep these laws, man, and what Leviticus, the first 5 books,
Mm-hmm.
the book of the law. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it as you read out of the book of the law, Leviticus, will show you what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you do them things, it make you wise and understanding people, as scripture said. But the 2/3, as in a female now, we come and see these things from the outside looking in,
Mm-hmm.
with ignorance. You know what I mean? She make a wrong assumption. Because we keep in the laws, as the scripture say. You know what I mean? You know, but, you know, 2/3 go look upon it as something else.
Right.
So,
And that's something when them themselves would do too.
exactly.
You see me?
The Christians are the real scorners, yo.
Mm-hmm.
As a Christian girl and I preach that them better than people.
Yeah.
So yo, them save and them bless and sanctify and them this to God and God this to them.
You're right. You're right. Cause if you ever see how Christian look on people sometimes,
All of them want to
is if you're going at the church looking a certain way, or you smell a certain way, you see them push up them nose and them, you know. Even though by right you're supposed to carry yourself clean and fresh, but a lot of people can't afford certain personal hygiene and them thing there, which is what the church for. The offering and them thing that we had through a church. You know, you're supposed to can get something out of that to fix up yourself. You see me? But them being who them are, the scriptures, the Ahoshai say, oh, you have your father, the devil. You see me? So, the devil ways them a go have. Man?
Yeah, and this is piece of come off of the point where I make, but you know, the churches and all of them.
Can.
I mean, it's this is according to the law. You know, this is Psalms 119, see, in verse 97. It says, "Oh, I love thy law."
Mm-hmm.
Right, it is my meditation all the day. Right, it said, though through thy commandments it had made me wiser than mine enemies. Right, for they are ever with me.
Can.
Right, I have more understanding than all my teachers.
Hey, Salakia, and for those, for them so-called Christians who are looking, who maybe are tuning into the video, when the precepts say, oh, mine enemies for they are ever around me, you not talk about your fellow Israelite, you not talk about your church brother, your church sister, you talk about the heathens, yo. See, The scripture don't make people put Israelite against Israelite.
Right.
Go on.
Right. So it's I have more understanding than all my teachers, right? For thy testimonies are thy meditation. I have more understanding than my ancients, right? Because I keep thy precept, and I refrain my feet from evil ways, right? That I keep, it's like that I might keep thy ways. And one of the evil ways is this man have a lot of, as you said before, a lot of wobia things, you know what I mean? Dark magic and a lot of spirits, you know what I mean? A plague him at night time, man. Because him believe in this whole wobia thing, you know, it's prominent out here in Jamaica. It's a big thing, you know what I mean?
Him think that for years now
Exactly.
that's how him depend, you know. And since him get sick, he just get worse and worse, and the worse him get, the more you see him with hiles and rub up and with push and rub up and put things in him ears and them something there.
Gone.
You know what I mean?
So the scripture says refrain from all of them evil ways, man. That's why we kind of separate ourselves from that.
Gone.
Alright. I have refrained my feet from every evil way, that I might keep thy word. Right? I have not departed from thy judgment, for thou hast taught me. Right? Oh, sweet is thy word in my mouth. It's like, oh, sweet are thy words unto my taste. Yea, sweeter than honey in my mouth. So, yeah, and this one go towards the laws we're reading in Leviticus. And the whole scripture, matter of fact. So this is Joshua 1 and 8. So this book of the law shall not depart from out of thy mouth,
Right.
but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do all that is written therein. Or thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success.
Alright. So the book of the we abhorring that person or loathing that person, you know what I mean? It's just we are follow the law.
That's right.
You know? Follow the scriptures. See? And them will have problem with it, you know what I mean? Them just a bit them ignorant, hypocritical self.
That's right.
So with that, hopefully this lesson was edifying. Till the next one, we want to say our praises again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the Akim, pushing this word in sincerity and truth.
Shalom.